Hey children, how you doing? That's great to hear. So let's get started with Project 52 with week number 1. Big surprise there. All right, so for those who don't know, Project 52 is just to kind of help me get back on board with music because I've kind of lost it lately. I haven't been able to make much, and when I do make something, I can't finish it. So Project 52 is just me making a bunch of little songs once a week, and I'm just going to release a video every week showing off a song that I made and then how I made it and then giving it out for free on SoundCloud. So here's the first song, and let's do it. Cool. All right, so let's get started with the drums. Excuse me, I'm a bit sick right now. Just getting over a cold. All right, so we're going to start off with the drums. Pretty simple if I could get to the right pattern. All right, so drums, pattern number 2, very simple drum line. As you can see, just got a couple kicks here, each of them panned left and right, gives it a little bit more thump, as well as some equalizing going on. Wrong button. Equalizing going on the kicks. Then we got a clap just every other beat, snare, just kind of going with an interesting pattern, and then got a hi-hat which changes the velocity on the volume. Nothing really complicated there. It kind of stays the same with a few variations at some points, like there and there. But no big deal. Drums aren't the big point of this song. In fact, this whole song is just very simple. So, all right, so let's go over the main chords now. There we go. Oh, sorry. One moment. Let me just do that. Dadgummit. I put it at a bad spot. Alright, so chords are very simple for this. Like I said, everything's simple. I'm using a Zeta Plus plugin, preset C26, I guess, 3 oscillators power. I set it so that I would have 4 voices instead of just the one, so that I would be able to play chords. And then I just set in a random chord pattern, really. Nothing big there. Didn't really mess around with that too much. I do have a few effects on here, mostly just equalizer. I've got a couple filters here so that I can give it that little fading in effect, the low pass. That's this here, this automation. I've also got a high pass here. So yeah, that's those two filters just kind of, separate from each other. I've also got a delay that comes in at the end, and then a limiter here so that we can have a side chaining effect with the kick drum thing. Hard to talk when you've got a cold. Speaking of the side chaining effect, here at pattern 25, let me just turn on the effects and. As you can see, the limiter turns on, so that's when the side chaining kicks in. Is at that part where this little lead synth comes in. But we'll get into that later. Alright, so next is the ARP, the arpeggiated synth. Yay. As you can hear, it comes in at this point. That is... I should probably grab that pattern. Alright. That is done here. I basically just took the pattern from the main chords and put it into two presets from Citrus. Dang it. It's Citrus. Alright, so back when I first started with FL Studio, I used a lot of presets, and I found these two to be my favorites. So I decided to go back to, the roots. I changed it up slightly. No big deal with the changes, though. I hate colds. The only really notable change I've done to them is that on both of them, I went into the function tab, and I turned the arpeggiator on, going upwards, and I set it for one step. That way, it's not just a chord. It does that movement. I've also panned them slightly to the left and right to give it a better effect. Alone, they just kind of sound alone. So yeah, there's that. Let's go to the bass before we go into this lead synth. I want to talk mostly about the lead synth. So the bass is never really too much, done there. It's just, the bass of whatever you're really playing, just kind of hitting the right notes. For this, I'm just using a sub bass preset from Citrus because it's such a simple preset. Not much done to it, so it makes it nice. All right, so the bass, it's just kind of keeping that note of the chord, the root note of the chord, everywhere. Except sometimes there are a couple of slides, like right here. And then right here. I don't know how well you can hear this. It's best when the whole thing is, together. I, for one, have subwoofers in my headphones, so it's kind of attacking me. And then here's a little fun bass melody. So yeah, bass isn't all that complicated. Now let's go into this lead synth. It actually comes in at the beginning here. This little pattern that you'll hear. That little, oh, sorry. One moment. Yeah, it's just a simple, just two notes, slide note at the top, going up, and then pattern 9, we have it coming back down. Nothing special there, but what really is special is this wave shaper automation clip. the wave shaper is kind of like a distortion thing, and without it, it kind of sounds plain. But here, when that lead synth comes in, the wave shaper turns on, and it sounds like this. Without it, it would sound like this. So yeah, you can see it makes a huge difference. The only problem is if you try to make like chords with it, whenever the 2 or 3 notes goes into that wave shaper, it tries to distort them both and it comes out sounding muddy and terrible. So when the when the synth harmonizes with itself, makes a chord pattern kind of thing. That's in reality 2 separate 3 oscillators. Right there. I just copied this one over using the clone button, and then I gave it its own separate channel with its own wave shaper and everything. Turned it down slightly, and then gave that the harmony. I also linked its delay to the delay automation clip for the first one, and I also did that with the delay on this main chord channel. And that way, at the end of the song, it gives that little fade out effect. And then I just put an empty pattern to kind of let it fade out. So yeah, like I said, pretty simple song, nothing much going on here, but it's all fun and everything. So if you like the song, if you like the tutorial, which, you know, I've still got to get into this mode of actually learning how to do this thing. But yeah, if you liked any of that crap, subscribe or don't. I'm really not the master of your life, so whatever you want, I don't care. You can download the song on SoundCloud right below in the description or wherever it is that they have it nowadays. I don't even care anymore. Yeah, I hate colds. So yeah, I hate my life. So yeah, we'll continue this next week with week number 2, and I'll see you guys later.